and thank you very much for all your interventions. You covered a lot of topics, so I will try to group them in the several groups, so the answers from my side would be linked to your concrete interventions. First, what I really appreciate is that the overwhelming majority of the honourable members have been referring to the latest European Council as really covering very central, essential themes for the future of Europe and for the European citizens. Madam Grappini, but many others, have been referring to the importance of competitiveness, rebuilding of our industry to deliver high-quality jobs, to improve the salaries and to make sure that our unique social model is preserved and further developed. Very closely linked with that are also comments linked with the improvement of how our single market works. I think former Prime Minister Draghi reminded us that how much we are still paying for our internal barriers and how much the whole Europe would benefit if we can remove them. and therefore the intervention of Madam Aye or Mr. Niedermayer, that we simply have to focus much more on removing these barriers, even by our new flagship proposal for the future to install 28th regime, which would make it much easier for big businesses, but especially for SMEs to operate without any hurdles, without any barriers across the whole 27 EU member states. Is a very important one, and we are working hard to deliver it. I also would like to highlight the fact that we had a very successful meeting based on the Article 324 between the President of the European Parliament, Madame Metsola, Prime Minister of Denmark, representing rotating presidency, Madame Frederiksen, and Ursula von der Leyen, President of the Commission. I believe that the proposals and compromises forged there would pave the way for very good forward-looking discussion among the institutions how to deliver to the European citizens and European businesses the budget Europe needs for the 21st century. And I would just highlight one commitment which was very clear as an outcome of this meeting. If the European Parliament would ask for another consultation based on this article, we will always have it, and we will always be constructive in this discussion. This leads me to another very important element on our interinstitutional agenda, and this is our common cooperation and I believe the support on the simplification agenda. We will have very important omnibus vote in a few moments, and I want to sound the optimistic note that we will have a progress here. I know how much citizens, businesses are waiting for this, and I can tell you that when I'm crisscrossing the world for free trade agreement negotiations, this is the questions I'm getting a lot, and I believe that progress in the simplification, swift approval of our omnibuses would clearly lead to the improved business environment across Europe, but also in our negotiations with the third parties. I fully understand the very insistent remarks and calls upon concrete action by our dear colleagues, Mr. Saliba, Montenero, Madame Tinagli, if it comes to the housing, and one of the last intervenants in that respect was also my good friend, Mr. Lopez Aguilar. I would like to reassure you that my colleague Danny Jorgensen takes his job and his portfolio extremely seriously. Therefore, we are coming to present to you before Christmas, on the 16th of December, a new plan how to tackle the issue of affordable housing and how we propose to advance in this work by combining the effort on the European, national, but also local level, because all these three have to link, have to work together so we can deliver on what I agree with you is number one issue for many young people. That's the issue they consider when they decide if to set up the family, have the children, and I think for the future of European youth, this is one of the crucial problems to tackle. If you allow me to continue with reassuring Mr. Bas Eickhout, but also Mr. Gebrandi, that we are sparing no efforts in looking for the possible solutions how to continue our support to Ukraine, be it financial or be it material or be it diplomatic. I mean, we are working very hard in this regard, and the topic which was raised by several of you is extremely complicated and difficult, but we are using all our legal experts, all the possible diplomatic outreach we have at our disposal to find solution to this issue as well. And Mr. Brandstetter, I very much appreciate that you highlight the destiny and terrible fate of many children who've been abducted from Ukraine to Russia. And you know that the Commission, and in particular President of the Commission, is leading efforts to repatriate these children and to tackle this issue on the global scale, because Ukrainian children should go back to their parents, to their families, and to their grandparents. And if you allow me to comment also on the topic which was mentioned first by Mr. Leonards, but also by several honourable MPs, and these are the drone attacks, which unfortunately are clear and present not only around the borders of Ukraine, but we have seen them, what kind of havoc they can create in European transport, be it here in Brussels or be it in Denmark or elsewhere. Therefore, we are paying very close attention to this, and as one of the responses we are putting on the table is the work of my colleague Andrius Kubilius, who proposed in the Defence Readiness Roadmap a European drone defence initiative, including counter-drones capabilities for detection, tracing and neutralisation of these dangerous flying machines. And we will not relent until we will find the solution, together with our member states and probably also colleagues in the NATO, how to tackle these problems and how to minimize the danger they are posing. Et Madame la Présidente, pour conclure ma réaction personnelle à Monsieur Germain, je voudrais aussi payer mes respects aux two victimes de l'attaque terroriste à Paris il y a 10 ans, à Bataclan. C'était quelque chose d'horrible et c'est absolument très très approprié d'être conscient de cette tragédie simplement pour faire sûr qu'on peut prévenir les attaques comme ça pour le futur. Madame la Présidente, merci beaucoup. Honourable members, thank you very much for this very important discussion. Thank you.
Grazie, grazie a lei. Dunque la discussione è chiusa, la seduta è sospesa e riprenderà alle 10:30 con le votazioni. Grazie a tutti e a tutti.